Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Basics Masterclass. And here I have my lovely model. She's going to share her name with you guys.
Hi, my name is Saba. Pleasure to be here.
Yes. So now I'm going to start off with skin prep. I'm not really going to go into much details because you guys have seen me do skin prep many times, but I'm going to start off with bringing some moisture to her skin. So I'm going to start off with some toner. And I'm just going to take it across her skin. Her skin looks amazing. All right. And I'm also going to give her just a little spray to make sure that she is hydrated. And that was Mario Badescu facial spray. Then I'm gonna go back in with my cotton and I'm gonna press that moisture into the skin. It's important that whatever you place on the skin, because you just don't want it to live on the skin, you want it to be pressed in the skin. So press that product into her skin. And then my next step is a little bit of serum. And this serum is special. I can't wait to share this serum with you guys. And I'm going to use my fingers. My hands are clean. The reason why I use my fingers is I want to be able to touch the skin and feel where she needs more moisture. Because the last thing you want to do is apply foundation, apply concealer, and then you go to set and then you see texture, like dry patches on the skin. So touching the skin and examining the skin will help you see where more moisture is needed. And her skin is amazing. Alrighty. Alrighty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And just for a little bit more glow, just one additional step. This step is optional. It's not something that you have to do, but I'm just going to add a little bit of oil to her skin, just a little bit in this area. Nice. Beautiful. Alrighty, got that. Oh, and we can't forget about the lips. The lips are also a part of prepping the skin. So I'm going to put a little bit of lip oil. And I'm just going to use a brush just to apply it on her lips. And that way, if I go in with a liquid lipstick or mattifying lipstick, her lips are nice and hydrated. How does that feel? Good. So I'm going to use, for foundation, I'm going to use Fenty in the shade 410. And what I normally do is I pull the foundation. I never really go in, but I pull from the bottom of it. And then I like to start at the jawline. And the reason why I like to start at the jawline is because most times this is where we need our coverage. And I'm just going to press the foundation into the skin. And don't forget the chin. And I'm just making sure that she has even coverage on her jawline all the way up. Let's see. Oh, that looks amazing. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go into the other side and do the exact same thing. So when I apply my foundation, I like to mimic the sound press, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It just helped me to create a rhythm of flow. I'm not going to put much foundation in this area because that's where I'm going to apply the concealer. So now I've laid my base down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a beauty blender, because right now the foundation is just living on her skin. So I'm going to take the beauty blender and press the product into her skin. Remember I said earlier that we want to make sure that no product is living on the skin, but it's being pressed into the skin. And you can still make that sound 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And for better control, just to make sure that you're really pressing the product into the skin, you can start at the jawline and just work your way up. That way you know that everything will be blended. And the beautiful thing about the beauty blender is it picks up extra product. Doesn't her skin look amazing? Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now I'm going to use Fenty Concealer in 310. So the purpose of this concealer is I want to bring more light to her skin. So right now I've made her all one tone, I've made her flat, and usually the light will be in the center of the face. So this area here, and just a little bit on the chin. So I'm going to start here. I don't like to put too much concealer product under the eye, especially if it's not needed, because this is a very thin area here, very thin. And I don't want to load too much product on it if I don't have to. So this is all that I'm going to put on her face, and then I'm going to blend everything out in the opposite direction. Put a little bit here. Here. This is my first time using Fenty Concealer, so hopefully I love it. So I'm going to use my Cosette brush. I like it because it has this little dome area around it, so that way I can just blend everything out. So I'm going to start here because that's where I applied the most product, and I'm just going to blend it out. And my pressure is really, really light. I'm just blending the product out into the center of her face. I'm not going to go past her brow bone, the tip of her brow. Whenever you are blending concealer out around the eye, especially if you're using the brush, remember you want to pull back the pressure. The tighter you are on the brush, it's the harder the pressure, but the more you pull back, it's the softer the pressure. Always give your clients what they need. What your model, your client, give them what they need. If they don't need a lot of product, don't give them a lot of product. If they need coverage, give them coverage. But always assess the skin to see what is needed and go from there. I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender, and whatever product I have left from when I apply her foundation, I'm just going to go over the concealer. Just to make sure that everything is balanced, everything is well blended. Yep, thank you. When I first applied that foundation, I was like, wow, this is bright, but actually it's perfect. Going back in with a little bit more and just to hit her jawline. Just make sure that everything is well blended. And that's the key to beautiful makeup, is making sure that your placement is correctly and making sure that everything is blend. You want to make sure that everything is blending together, no harsh lines. So now I'm just going to bring some dimension to her skin now. So we made her one tone. We brought light back to her her face, and now we're going to bring some depth, some dimension back to her face. Because when we applied that foundation, we just made her flat. So now everything that I took away from the foundation, I have to bring back. So I had to bring back light. Now I have to bring back depth and dimension to her skin. Depth and dimension. So my pressure right now is a little bit, a little more pressure than when I was blending. It's just because I'm laying the product into the skin. So you want to really make sure that you are pressing that product into the skin. So as you lay the product down, you blend. Look back at the camera for me. So when you lay it here, or what you can do is you can just create the shape that you want to create. So you can just place the product around her hairline, around your client's hairline. And then once you have everything in place, then you can blend down. And you want to create an oval. Like I'm here. So I'm doing the same thing on this side. Bringing it to meet the brow bone. So the best way, here's a tip. So So the best, when we highlight the forehead, so the best way to know where to stop is you're going to find where the forehead starts to hump over. So here you see how her head starts to hump over. That's where we would stop the highlight, and then you want to build everything else around the highlight. Look at the feet. Perfect. I don't have to do too much contouring because she has beautiful cheekbones, but for the sake of the video, I always start at the tip of my client's ear and I just bring it down and blend up. You always want to blend up. You always want to lift the face, never drag it down. Same thing here. Need a little bit more product. Nice. And then whatever's left, I don't really like to contour the nose that much, but whatever's left over, I'm just going to take it here. I'm going to start from the inner brow and work your way down. And what's next? Blend everything in, especially around his nose. You don't want no harsh lines around the nose. You want to make sure that everything is well blended. Just to do a recap, we did foundation, we did highlighting, we brought back dimension to the skin. So the next step is to set everything into place. So now I'm going to set the skin, set her highlighted areas with this powder from Danessa Merrick. I think this is number 2 or number 3. Actually, it's 2.5. So I'm going to load my brush with product, but I'm gonna tap all that product off. I know you may think this is wasteful, but it's not. So this is what my brush looks like. So now I'm about to tap all this off. Whatever I have on this brush is all that I need. So when I set under the eye, I press and roll. Start off with pressing and rolling, and your touch is really light. And I'm only going to set the highlighted areas. I'm going to do a light set around her forehead area. Just a light set. Because I still want her to glow. Glow, baby, glow. Nice. So now it's time to have a little fun with her brows. Just a little. I am not that artist that likes sculpt brows. I believe in you fill the brows in where it's needed. Philosophy. And I like brows to look like brows. They have personality. Some brows like each other and some don't. So I'm going to take the tip of my brush lightly and just fill her brows in lightly. Lift your head up a little bit. And when I get towards the front of the brow, the sound that you can make is the sound of a tick-tock. Tick, 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 tick. A typewriter, not TikTok, I'm sorry. The typewriter. And you're literally gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. With a very light pressure. And just to make sure it doesn't look waxy, you take the end of the brush and just clean it up. I'm going to take a little concealer and just clean up under her brow. And now I'm just going to blend that product out. It trips me out every time you wink.
I know.
It just happens.
Like before I can even think of it, so I can't hold myself. But hopefully it's not.
No, it's, not at all. It's fun. It brings a little character to the. Yeah. So now we're about to start on her eyes. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of safety. So I'm gonna put a little bit of product here, setting powder here, just to catch any fallout. Look up. So we're going to create a pretty cranberry look. Cranberry on the eyes, maybe a deep lip. I'm not too sure, but we're just going to play around with it. So I'm going to use the Smashbox. I guess you could say that it's a metallic eyeshadow. It's a metallic eyeshadow. So I'm going to use that as my base. So look down for me. So I want to start at the lash line. And from the way that it's applying, I can tell that it dries quickly. So I'm going to do one eye at a time. Down. And I'm just going to blend it out. Then just blend. And the beautiful thing about starting at the lash line is you get most of the color here, but as you blend, it gets lighter and lighter. And this can be one of those quick looks when you only have like 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, but if you have a client say, I got 20 minutes, you can get you a cream shadow and you start the bulk of that color at the lash line and blend your way up. A little crease color, and you're good to go. So we're going to have fun with the Pat McGrath. Sorry, it has my I voted sticker on there, but I voted. But we're going to start with the Pat McGrath Mother Mega palette. So I'm thinking about playing around in this family. But I am going to take this shade here and then close your eyes and just sweep it across. And I'm going in windshield wiping motion. I don't really have a concrete plan, so I'm going to see where this takes me. From that palette, I took the deepest cranberry shade, look down. And I'm just going to apply that on the lid. I'm not sweeping, I'm pressing because I want most of the product on the lid. I'm just blending out the harsh lines, making sure that everything is flowing together. Keep your chin up for me. From that same palette, close. Going with the lightest pink shade. So I'm just going to take a deeper shade and just take it right in the outer V, just to create a little dimension. Right in the socket. And of course, we got to go back and blend. That same shade, I'm going to run it, look up. That same shade, I'm just going to run it under her eye. I want to take a black kohl pencil by MAC and just go into her waterline. Look up for me. So I'm going to take a little purple shadow and just go underneath that black. I am going to take a clean blending brush and just make sure that there's no harsh lines. Beautiful. Now it's time to go in with the mascara. Open. Beautiful. Look up and just do a little at the bottom. So now I need to clean up. Get all of that product that was under her eye, sweep that away. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of blush to her face. So when I apply blush, instead of going straight for the apples of the cheek, which I will get there, I like to hold my brush in this angle and sweep it up. So that way I know that I'm lifting her face. It's just a little highlighter. Tiny. Yeah. So now I'm just going to finish her up with lining her lips. And this is a MAC lip liner in Night Moth. Yeah, so I'm just setting her. I'm using Iman pressed powder.
My mom.
Definitely your mom. She can definitely go for your mom.
I love my mom, but also your mom would be cool. You know, addition to the family.
Yeah. Let me see something. For the sake, why not give her more glow, right? Why not?